much brew about nothing time. We are playing the winner of last week's instant deck, Seismic Swans, in Modern. And we got combo pieces. I guess we can try this. The problem is we don't have the lands to cast our combo pieces, but we are on the draw. And we can potentially cycle Squelch. Well, Island, go. Cascade Bluffs would be super helpful. That would give us the mana to cast everything. Almost instantly. Oh boy. This is Ad Nauseam. Well, Mana Leak is not bad. Snow-covered mountain past the turn. Dark Slick Shores for our opponent. Serum Visions. Serum Visions. I wonder if you can squelch a Lightning Storm. That's an activated ability, right? Seems like. Not that it'll matter, because our opponent will have a million... Ooh, alright. Let's just... Mountain, go. Our opponent will probably have a million counter spells anyway, assuming they resolve in Ad Nauseam. So pass the turn. We could play a Swans next turn. The thing is, if we just play a Swans, then we are very likely to just die to Ad Nauseam. Tap land. Opponent passes. Anger of the Gods, not relevant in this matchup. Yeah, I don't think we can play Swans here. Just too high a probability of dying. Spoils of the Vault for our opponent. What are they searching out? And how much life do they... or damage do they take? Angel's Grace right on top. Well, we'll see if they also have the Pact of Negation. So if they Angel's Grace Ad Nauseam, we get to leak. They suspend Lotus Bloom, play Gemstone Mine. There's Angel's Grace. I'm guessing they have Pact of Negation, or they probably wouldn't go for this. Removes the counters. Ad Nauseam. Well, we Mana Leak, see what happens. There's the Pact of Negation. So, I'm pretty sure we lose. We can see what our opponent hits. I mean, once they hit Pact of Negation, Unlife, Angel's Grace, Bloom, Unlife, Coast, Spoils. How many Pact of Negations do they play? There's another one. And another one. Or are they not even trying to win with Lightning Storm? That's good to know. Angel's Grace, Sleight of Hand, Spirit Guides. You don't see any Lightning Storms. Oh, they had Lightning Storm in their hand. We can't counter enough of it, so... Alright. Well, sideboarding will help. I think we have more counters. We gotta have more counters. Stubborn Denial. We don't have that many more counters. I guess we have kind of a lot in our main deck. What are we going down? Screds. For sure. Angers of the Gods. For sure. What can we go up? I guess another Blood Moon could maybe be helpful. Needle doesn't do anything. Relic doesn't really do anything. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't do anything. Dragon's Claw isn't relevant. I guess we can bring in Storm Breath and Electrolyze. At least they cycle. I think they're better than the other stuff. Alright, let's try it like that. So we do have counters. We get to play first. Jeez. Man. So we get to Serum Visions, and then if we hit multiple lands, we can let's mulligan. That hand's pretty bad. This hand is not bad. And we'll keep another Serum Visions. So Island, Serum Visions, draw Serum Visions, Spell Snare. I don't think counter's enough that we want to keep it. Let's bottom spell snare, top snow-covered island, and pass the turn. Seachrome Coast for our opponent. And Sleight of Hand. We got our Swans. Ooh, alright, no Suspend. Let's Serum Visions. I kind of like both of these. Let's put on top, play an island, pass the turn. So next turn we can slam a Blood Moon, which could be pretty helpful. Alright, they have Phyrexian Unlife, exiling Simian Spirit Guide. But we slam a Blood Moon, which should make it pretty hard for our opponent to do anything at the moment. Alright, Temple. We're missing a combo piece. Do we want a Faithless Looting? Let's Faithless Looting. See what we hit. Alright, that wasn't all that productive. That actually did absolutely nothing. We discard the Kozilek, shuffle everything back in. And the second Blood Moon. Which means our Faithless Looting gets shuffled back in. Serum Visions being shuffled back in is good, though. Opponent's trying to figure out what's going on. Cascade Bluffs, pass the turn. So if we draw like a Scred or something, we would be more apt to play the Swans, because we could draw cards with it. But right now it just doesn't do anything. It's just a big flyer. Second Phyrexian Unlife isn't especially relevant. Alright, Snow-Covered Mountain, go. Wouldn't mind drawing just one more island, and then we could play Swans. Another land for our opponent. Passes. Deck more Salvage. Maybe I should have held that for combo purposes. Opponent is wondering what's going on. Island. Well, they're slowly getting some mana. Yeah, let's just pass. We'll probably Electrolyze our opponent's face end of turn, just to cycle. Gemstone Mine as a mountain. They have all the Phyrexian Unlifes. Alright, let's Electrolyze our opponent. Draw a card. Stubborn Denial. There's an island. Alright. Yeah, let's take the chance. Play Swans. So unless our opponent can magically kill us here, we should be in pretty insane shape. With 3 counters, 2 of them actual hard counters. So we'll see. With their mana situation, it seems unlikely they can kill us here. They don't have any black mana. And we can use a counter this turn. If we draw another land, we're definitely going to hold it, in case we draw a Seismic Assault. Scred would be absurd. That would be draw 5 for 1 mana. Alright, Lotus Bloom exiled. Opponent passes. Alright, let's pass the turn. We just need to draw land now, and we have the combo. Might as well attack with our Swans. Put our opponent down to 14. Lotus Bloom's ticking down. So any land, and we can start shooting our own Swans to draw cards. With many counters as backup. Another Swans. So, good lesson if you play this deck. Hold on to your deck, more Salvage. It's a combo piece. Doesn't need to be a land. We didn't really get much benefit from playing it there, so that was definitely a mistake on my part. Lotus Bloom, first one comes down this coming turn. Well, let's Lightning Bolt our Swans. Ancestral Recall, they call it. Redcestral Recall. Oh, that one was pretty bad. So we draw some cards, which means we get to Seismic Assault. Don't play Dakmor Salvage. Lesson learned. Opponent goes with Pact of Negation. Alright, let's Stubborn Denial the Pact of Negation. So we have our Seismic Assault. So let's discard our mountain. Draw a couple cards. Man, we could fizzle here. Discard an island. There's the fizzling. Oh, Lord. Alright, I guess we gotta pass the turn. So what we needed to do was save that Dakmor Salvage. We'll discard the second Seismic Assault. Opponent's gonna get a Lotus Bloom. Question is, can they also kill us? They need another counterspell. There's a land. Opponent passes. Well, let's Serum Visions. Spell Snare to the bottom, Blood Moon to the bottom. Discard this mountain, draw a couple cards. Lightning Bolt is pretty helpful. That might be what we needed to really combo off. Lightning Bolt draws us 3 cards. There's a bunch of lands. We still don't have Dakmor Salvage, but we have enough lands just to Actually, I don't know if we can just shoot our opponent down. Because of Phyrexian Unlife, it's going to be tricky. So let's actually go for the combo. Let's hit our Swans. Another Spell Sky, another Spell Snare. Hit our Swans. Faithless Looting. Discard Blood Moon and a Spellskite. Hit our Swans. Hit our Swans. We have another Dakmor Salvage. There's Dakmor Salvage. So hit our Swans with Dakmor Salvage. Dredge back Dakmor Salvage. Then let's hit our opponent, discarding Dakmor Salvage. Hit our opponent, discarding an island. Hit our opponent, discarding a mountain. Opponent goes with Angel's Grace. Alright. So our opponent's going to go to 1. That's fine. So we just hit our Swans, mountain, get back Dakmor Salvage. We need to hit our Kozilek at some point. Oh my... alright. That was bad. That was not at all what we were trying to do. Kozilek in hand. So let's play an island. Oh, I played Dakmor Salvage. Alright. Yikes! That was not the plan. Now we have both Dakmor Salvages on the battlefield. Pass the turn. Discard some cards. Discard Kozilek. Discard Squelch. Discard Swans. discard Snapcaster, discard Snapcaster, discard Swans, and Spellskite. Everything shuffles back in, so we can do it all again next turn. So many mistakes. First game with the deck. Everything shuffles in. We are going to hit our opponent. They're down to -1. Oh, I clicked the deck more salvage trying to discard it to Seismic Assault, but I had not clicked Seismic Assault first. Pentad Prism. Alright. We have enough counters that I don't think we're going to lose. Opponent passes. We hit our Swans. We Serum Visions. 2 lands on top is good. Put on top. Put on top. Discard our island. Hit our Swans. Let's attack with our Swans. Play the land. Is there any chance of winning here? Let's just pass. Discard Blood Moon. And trust that with a million counters, our opponent is not going to be able to kill us. So that did not go as smoothly as I hoped. We would have won already if we had that Dakmor salvage. We would have had infinite damage. Opponent has Serum Visions. Opponent passes. Well, let's attack with our Swans. Put our opponent to 8 poison. Discard Cascade Bluffs, and hopefully this does it. Angel's Grace. I don't think this saves our opponent, though. I mean, it saves them for the time being, but if we pass, they should instantly die on their upkeep. Yeah. Because they had 10 poison. So even though Angel's Grace kept them from dying, it was only a temporary reprieve. Oh, sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Maybe we leave Scred in as a combo piece. I hadn't really thought about that aspect. It can draw a lot of cards with the Swans for 1 mana. In that sense, it's probably just better than Bolt. We definitely want all our counters. Maybe we don't need 2 Spellskites in this matchup and go down Storm Breath and try it like that. No blue mana, but we are on the draw and we have a Blood Moon and a bunch of counters. So if we draw a blue source, it's risky. Blood Moon was super good this past game. Alright, let's spin the dice, see if we can get lucky. Lotus Bloom, Suspended, and a Scryland for our opponent. That is not what I would call a blue source. Oh, gonna get punished for the greediness. Lotus Bloom ticks down. Thoughtseize for our opponent. But we have plenty of counters. The question is, do we draw blue mana? I wonder if they take Swans out of fear of dying? No, they take Blood Moon. Probably makes sense because we can't do anything. Hey! Take that, opponent. This doesn't come down next turn, right? Alright, so we get to Serum Visions here. Try to find another blue source. Alright, put on top, put on top. That worked out. Well, we got rewarded for our greed. Lotus Bloom ticks down. Another Lotus Bloom suspended. Opponent passes. We are going to play an island past the turn. And hopefully remand this Lotus Bloom. That's the idea, at least. Lotus Bloom counts down. Lotus Bloom comes off of suspend. We remand. Opponent lets it go. Resuspends. Plays Darkslick Shores. And Phyrexian on life. Well, Mountain. Oh, do we just pass? Yeah, let's pass. I am kind of tempted to Serum Visions here, but there's just always this fear that something goes wrong and we die. We shouldn't be able to die next turn. Alright, let's Serum Visions. So Spellskite to the bottom, Blood Moon on top. Pass the turn. Lotus Blooms ticking down. One comes down next turn. Opponent passes. Alright, let's just play the Mountain and pass the turn. We're going to remand again on a Lotus Bloom. Lotus Bloom comes down. We remand. Draw a deck more salvage. Would have rather drawn blue mana, but resuspends. Well, let's Blood Moon. There's Pact of Negation. Play the Mountain, pass the turn. So our opponent's going to have the Angel's Grace on their upkeep. Do they have another Pact of Negation? That would be pretty deadly. There's Angel's Grace. Alright. If they have a second Pact of Negation, then we probably die here. So Lotus Bloom. We Mana Leak. And since well, I guess they could also use a Spirit Guide to pay if they had one. Alright, they let it go. Opponent passes. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Swans. Play the Mountain, pass the turn. So they shouldn't be able to kill us this turn because they don't have Lotus Blue mana. They go with Slaughter Pact, so in response we're going to Lightning Bolt to draw some cards. And we hit another Lightning Bolt, so we are going to Lightning Bolt again. And another Lightning Bolt. So, yeah, let's just use all our Lightning Bolts. Oh, and we drew the Scred, but it's a little late. Alright, so we refilled our hand. We lose our Swans. Man, if we could have if we had drawn a Scred instead of a Lightning Bolt, we would have drawn so many cards. So our opponent's got to pay for Slaughter Pact. I guess they could Angel's Grace, but I assume they just want to pay here. Yeah, they pay. I would still like more blue mana. We did not draw any islands and all that. No dredging. Cascade Bluffs is actually super helpful. Since we drew a Cascade Bluffs, I think we're safe to just pass the turn. And we can Snapcaster Remand the Lotus Bloom. So there's Lotus Bloom. We had some blue mana. Snapcaster. Our poor opponent. We have remanded so many Lotus Blooms. Targets remand. Remand the Lotus Bloom. And no dredge. Resuspends Lotus Bloom. Plays a Scryland. Alright, let's cycle Electrolyze. Draw a card. No dredge. A Blood Moon. Blood Moon is super sweet. So Island. Blood Moon. Opponent plays Spoils of the Vault. What are they searching for? Boseiju, who shelters... Boseiju? That's really what they named? Boseiju? That doesn't help you through a Blood Moon. And then Pact of Negation. Alright, let's... Mana Leak the Pact of Negation. I think we can win if we can counter this Pact of Negation. So our opponent's got to tap down, and then we Stubborn Denial as a Force Spike. I think if we force this through, I don't think our opponent can really win. So they pay. Then we Stubborn Denial. Oh! Alright. They exile the Spirit Guide to pay. Well, alright, they got there. So, Serum Visions. No. Bottom the land. Top the Swans. And get in with Snapcaster. Well, I don't think our opponent can win this turn. They're going to have to pay for their pact. They don't have the mana for the combo. And then we are going to draw an insane amount of cards with our Swans this coming turn. We might even win. We have a deck more salvage in the graveyard. We just need a Seismic Assault. Opponent passes. No dredge yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swans. Play a snow-covered island. Scred the Swans. We don't need to do that. So we're just going to draw 8. Oh my god. We're not going to hit anything. We did not hit it. So let's Faithless Looting. No. And no. Still no Seismic Assault. Discard a stack more salvage. Discard a Cascade Bluffs. And then, do we just pass? Yeah, I guess we just pass for now. And leave up all of our counters. So pass the turn. Discard Swans, Swans, and a snow-covered mountain. Oh, we drew a ton of cards, but we did not find a Seismic Assault. We did find Disruption, though, which is good. Our opponent's got to be getting low on Pact of Negations. They might have one left. And we still have 2 Seismic Assaults somewhere in our deck that we will draw eventually. Ad Nauseam. Yeah, let's negate Ad Nauseam. Opponent passes. No dredge. Another Scred. All right, we gotta be able to win now. So, well, maybe win now. So let's spread our swans. Draw a million more cards. We're down to 6 in our deck. Did we get a Seismic Assault? We did. So, play the Seismic Assault. Then play a land. 1, 2, 3. Flashback Faithless Looting. Dredge back our deck more salvage. Discard a Kozilek and a Squelch. Shuffle everything back in, and that should do it. So, just target our opponent, discard a deck more salvage. Target our opponent, discard an island. Target our opponent, discard a mountain. Target our opponent, discard an island. Target our swans, discard a land, get back deck more salvage. And I'll target our opponent, discard a land. Can we just kill them right here? Yeah, I think so. 2 poison, 3 poison, 6 poison, 8 poison, and 10 poison. Sweet! Well, there were some misplays, and it took longer than I thought, but we got there. That is how you combo off with Seismic Swans. Stumbled through our first match, but it'll get better.